Guys, uThermal cuts his SCV count at 8 to do a proxy Reaper. So in the top right corner of the map is going to be AT Gaming's blue Terran player, uThermal. uThermal!
Okay. In the bottom left, as the red Zerg, it's Sacsri.
Alright, well, what Sacsri is for him is, okay, that's a bad pun, I regret it immediately, is he's not going to see us coming. Now, uThermal, you guys have to understand that this map only is one way for Reapers to get in. You can't jump up this cliff, but what you can do is lift the racks up and produce them from the high ground. So this looks like a bit of an abnormal thing to see, because there's no racks that come down in this position conventionally. Again, these are the only cliffs. You can't even jump up over here on the right side of the ramp. This is the only spot outside of the ramp you can get to the main from. So, there's the liftoff. And it's going to be an in-base proxy 888. What? What?
Life is magical. What a world we live in.
Hatch gas pool.
Yep.
Oh.
It is the greediest you can really do against a Terran. I mean, you could try and 3-hatch, but you're just asking to die. So
this is straight up the really best chance uThermal has to win a game. There is no better. The only way this goes better if Sacsri had actually gone 3-hatch gas pool, right? I mean, this is still a really sweet spot for him to be hitting. And these Reapers, with his control, I trust to do some pretty good damage.
So he's gonna see the lack of command center and the SCV coming from an odd location as the Reaper comes into his base. So there's no forewarning for this at all. What he's gotta do is basically save as many drones as possible from dying and hope to God he gets like a nice surround. So already messes up once. Oh, the Evo Chamber was kind of a panic move.
I mean, whether about like Evo Chambers or Spore Crawlers or whatever the case may be, it's still, this is money he's putting into this. And if Sacsri puts too much into these build cancels, he's actually not gonna be able to afford queens or lings.
There's actually not really much of an excuse for losing almost 3 drones. I've been watching his money count for every single time he's done it, and he has had enough. Like, it's now 3. There you go.
This is getting pretty nasty. But the thing is, for uThermal, he's already kind of caught up, right? This is a situation where normally you're like, okay, I'm all in and either win or lose here. But he has taken a worker lead behind it. It's not looking so bad for him. These are still snowballing. Keep in mind that once Reapers hit 3, that's when you can start killing queens. Oh, he's diving back for those drone kills. Killing the lings here is actually very important because they're going to be the cannon fodder for those queens when they finally do pop. So it's also forcing Sacsri to make more. Well, he's not killing drones in the process. By forcing more lings out, you're essentially stopping them from being born. Same end result. Downside is there's no exit out of the base. And I don't know if Sacsri's realized this, because if he does chase the Reapers to the corner, there's nowhere for them to go. They can't hop out of the base.
Yeah, but unfortunately against slow lings, if they get tucked in a corner, that is uThermal's fault right there. They should be able to run around the creep, even with the Queen Owl, they should be able to run around and take some pot shots at her. But he did stop at 3. I think it was going so well that going up to 5 might not have been like insane to think of. Even if it's getting close to 6 minutes.
I think he saw the gas. I mean, he was like hatch gas pool, right? Like with what he saw with that first Reaper. So might have been thinking it was just like that fastest Reaper, speed time ever. 6 minutes, get in, get out. But as we know, it's a little bit later than that.
A little bit delayed, but that was a good opener. Now, it wasn't really an all-in. It was cheesy, but it wasn't an all-in.
It put him ahead. It definitely put him ahead.
Yeah, for sure. Now, what Sacsri's going to do is either, he's going to macro or he's going to all in. And I would be very interested in like trying all in off the back of this. It'd just be like something that uThermal probably wouldn't expect either. But with a starport coming up as well as a couple of Hellions, it'd be hard to do so with just lings and banlings. That would really require getting a lucky surround on the Hellions. So 6 drones, there we go. We can see something in production tab, maybe a little supply block.
He's still dancing in the mineral lines over here too. Up to 6 kills. Not bad.
Yeah, and all those build cancels too. Kind of adds up right there.
Yeah, I mean the resources lost 633. Not a small amount.
Ooh, bothers to use a scan to make sure that Sacsri's not all-inning him.
That's actually, in most scenarios, I'd say a bit of a waste, but this is a pretty smart one. You do too much damage early on, it really does force the hand of players to do an all-in. So make sure that wasn't going to be the case. SC was going to try and slip by, but nope, going to get caught by the lings. Vikings guaranteed at least an Overlord kill. Might get 2 if he's lucky.
Not much else. But whether or not, it gets kills, the point is that there aren't Overlords out in the map. So a follow-up drop, whenever that happens, the Banshee hiding out in the corners, not being seen, that's going to make it really good. Really quite available for uThermal. But we have Sacsri going for what would have been a really quick lair if he hadn't, of course, been delayed a little bit because of the opener. That's all definitely quick before upgrades, before Baneley Nest even. Figures he doesn't need one. So cute.
The normal mods we use, you can't see critters through the fog of war, so it's just been a long time since I've actually seen one of these.
Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, it looks like the new one or whatever, right? That Pokemon X and Y.
I know what you're talking about, but I really don't play.
It's not the new one anymore. They got that Alpha Sapphire or whatever.
Oh my god, I can't even keep up. I bought like Heart Gold, and I thought that was like the greatest thing in my life. So
you guys know the one where the Pokemon get to follow you. I think that's so sick. I hate that in all these new games you don't have the Pokemon following you.
Yellow makes Pikachu follow you.
Yeah, but that's just Pikachu.
I know, right?
In Heart Gold, you could have like anybody.
And he gets like angry at you too if you don't like use him more often. I was like, you're such a little like whiny little. Anyways,
such a diva.
I had like the Tamagotchi Pikachu, and it just was like it was a diva. It was just like, I don't like you right now. It was like actually having a cat, and I already have cats, so
I already have like 7 cats. I don't need another Pikachu. Alright, so a couple drones gonna go down here, nothing too bad. I mean, the idea with the Banshee, of course, isn't to all in for more drone kills, but just to provide some light pressure, keep Sacsri looking here at home instead of across the map. Put some pressure towards the third, might get it a little bit low, but this shouldn't be anything close to a kill, not with 2 queens right there. Viking's still hunting around, he's not really killed much with it. In fact, only that first Overlord kill. I'm surprised he didn't follow this up with the Hellions. It looks like the Banshee did get picked off by one of the queens, but if those Hellions had rushed by, I mean, really, there's not a lot to that would have stopped them. Like, let's say they had both gone towards the natural base, killed a couple of lings, run past the Spinecrawler, boom, there's like a full base of drones. I don't know. He's banking them up, though, and looks like he might just be saving them for one big attack. Because there's no map control going on. He's not cleaning up creep tumors. He's not corralling drones.
Yeah. I mean, with the damage that he did early on, it did seem like it was more so just an evening up of things. Like, I thought it would be a little more in the lead than he is, but in truth, like, the upgrades won't be terribly far ahead. I assume Sock's going to throw down Evo Chambers soon enough, after he makes as many mutas as he can, and the medevacs aren't really coming out as the fastest as possible, and that's really when the push starts, when medevacs come out. Anything before that's usually just suicidal. Actually, I still feel like I feel confident for Sacsri, not because of this game, but just this game plus the way that everything else has been going.
Killed the Tastelope instead of the creep tumor. What a jerk. So mean. Alright, Mutalisks are going to try and get top of the Viking. It should go down here. We've seen some cool folks like Salvation and some others really been opening with these weird 3 Viking sword openers. Not too bad versus the Mutas, but one doesn't cut it, obviously. A couple of Marines being caught in the middle of the map, too. Not a lot of damage done to the Mutas. Mobility could be a bit of a problem for uThermal. Stim is done, but still, keeping up with the Mutas is never fun.
Yeah. And it is up to Sacsri to find these positions to use the mutas, because he still has to buy some more time. He's not really at the perfect economy, and as such, isn't ready to produce as many lings as he wants. Right? You want to get to 65 or 70, and then you can make as many lings and banelings as you want. And also on a 4th base, of course, which he does plant down in the bottom right. Now, uThermal's expanding to the left, which is fine and all, but we've seen from other Terrans that expanding in the corner behind the rocks can be. It just makes more like war tactic sense, right? Like you're expanding towards your opponent so you can defend and attack.
Well, I remember we first saw that with Cross and thought it was kind of crazy and won the game, and then we have seen that out of other Terran players, but I don't know that we've seen it out of any other Terran players that have won doing that. I still think Cross is like the only one we've really seen pull that off.
I can't think of anyone specific, but I'm pretty sure we've seen other Terrans do it. And it's just going out of nowhere here. It makes sense that you would attack and defend well if they expand like that. Now, the Zerg expands towards the pocket base, then everything's screwed up.
Missed the Changeling and killed our Marine. That's a little bit awkward.
Oh, man, I'm clean, I'm telling you.
Nope. I'm not the thing, man.
Exactly.
I'm not the Phantom, I swear. I'm not Mafia.
So here's what usually happens, right, on this map, is that the left side for the Zerg players is never touched because they want to attack your 3rd and the 4th. So the left side creep gets out of control. And there's not really much Terran can do about it. They want to be attacking the 4th. But this attack is more annoying than it should be. The bunker kind of in an odd position.
Yeah, he put the bunker in a funky position last time too, but I was gonna say the creep spread last game really was kind of crazy as well. I mean, they got right up outside the natural base uThermal. It got really out of hand. This SimCity looks a little bit clunky, but I guess it'll get the job done. I don't know if Thors can actually get out of this base though, if he ever decides to make some. So I guess the factor in the natural makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, he could totally catch these mutas though if he turns around. However, the Hellbats are exposed and the Marines in the wrong position. He's looking to push at the front lines, and if... Oh, these need to be swapped. The Hellbats should have been where the Marines are. The Marines should have been where the Hellbats are. And this is just going to go really terribly for uThermal. Splits really well off of the creep, but there's just so many more bailings where this came from, and top of the fact that mutas are right there.
Oh, that was a disaster. That's what that was.
That was like almost, I'd say, game-losing disaster. That was
Probably.
such a big... He'd been saving up those Hellions to Hellbats for so long.
Probably. Oh, it gets away with one medevac.
Yeah, he did kind of a cool little, cute little bait move there. Like, chase this one while the other one gets away.
Yeah, yeah. Not many Marauders, you know. So 6 Hellbats, had they been in position, would soak up a lot, but nothing else. So Marines just took the brunt of it. Thor's now, he's coming into like that good composition again. You know, Thor, Marauder, Hellbat, good upgrades, but he already took the damage that's going to be game-ending. Whether it's game-ending now, as Sacsri decides to push in with a maxed army, or game-ending just because he won't have any control over the game and will never get a 4th.
That's kind of a cool move. Use the wall in the middle of the map there. It sucks though because, okay, Thors are going to come out and they're going to start threatening some of the mutas, sure. But kind of going back on the topic of the Widowmines for a moment, because uThermal is like the best player we see lose constantly due to the lack of Widowmines. I just can't, like, I can't help but feel like even just 1 or 2, just a fake Sacsri out and make them think there's more than that. I mean, there's just no threat to him at all, which is why he gets away with these crazy lings and mailings. You don't see this in any other matchups because other matchups have Widowmines, whereas uThermal is very insistent on not using them.
I think there's also the idea that, you know, usually if you're going to pounce on a Terran, you have to consider they have Widowmines, and thus you usually don't. But as long as they don't have Widowmines, catching them out and about on the map is not really a problem. Sure, you don't have creep, and that's always, you know, not the greatest, but there's not going to be any surprise Widowmine hits. It's your numbers against their numbers.
Yeah, there's some sick use of the SimCity here in the main, by the way. It's going to be so hard for your Sacsri to ever just run into that insane maze of chokes, this labyrinth of production. The attack of the 3rd was stopped pretty nicely, but the problem is we see there's still mutas roaming around, and the Thors are not quite getting the shots they want, hitting the Overseers instead. Not culling these numbers, not really dealing a lot of direct damage. This bunker's going to go down. An attack set up on the right side once again, as well as that left, and it's so hard for uThermal to bounce between the two.
Oh, giving up the 3rd is not good at all. I was going to say, uThermal, he's back up in supply. If he can get maxed and take 1 good engagement, that could definitely change things. Even if he doesn't have the upgrade lead, which you usually hope to see started by now, it's still, you know, you could have them mess up and just explode banelings on, you know, very useless things, like 20 on a Thor. But it's asking for a lot. And now he's attacking through this path, which we just went over. The creep spread is insane on this path because you're not attacking for it usually. So 1 scan and then has to leave. Doesn't really do anything.
This is unfortunate. uThermal does get back to mining, and I guess he's kept his SV count pretty decent, but that supply count has remained high, which really baffles me. Usually this is where we start seeing it start taper off, so to speak. But Sacsri, while having a lot of banelings for sure, doesn't exactly have the... well, I guess 58 is a lot. I was going to say 100, but I was exaggerating, but he's actually pretty close to that number. However, this choke working out pretty well for him. Thor's soaking a lot of the hits, so do the Hellbats. The Marine's going to live through this if they can just stay away, and... Wow! For Sacsri, that was a huge dedication of gas. That was so many banelings that went down there, and they didn't kill the Marines.
Yeah, but he knows he's fine. Now his 5th base could have died from an immediate counterattack, and that would have been, you know, something for uThermal, but something that Sacsri would be willing to give away. You know, save the drones, lose the hatchery, continue on in this game where you just have a pretty dominant lead. And unfortunately, uThermal didn't take that timing, you know, so he is just... You know, like, yeah, I took 1 good engagement.
But, you know,
I need 5 more.
That was such a sick setup, too. Like, I mean, I don't even know if it was on purpose by accident, but just like having the Thors to soak everything on the choke with the Marauders, it just worked out so perfectly. Banelings are just going to roll around the sides of the Raxus, knowing that the SUVs were the targets. They're just pulling it back immediately. But again, this Labyrinth, this insane way to build his base is working out perfectly for him. Still trying to attack towards that 3rd. Let's see, he's lost some SUVs. Banelings starting to just not give a single flying F and crash and clash into everything. And poor uThermal's down to 39 workers now. Taking losses over here. Muta's starting to get killed off a little bit, but nothing that can't be replaced. This Sacsri is on Hive Tech, after all.
All of his upgrades are on the way. uThermal is looking like he is going to be out of this tournament. It was the first decider match for us. There's one more series to go, but unfortunately that's it for our Terran.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. What's our last match? It's a ZVZ, right? Or am I thinking... No, San, right? San versus PVZ, I think.
Yes. Good job. So San versus Hydra.
No, wait, didn't Hydra... Oh, that's right.
Hydra 2-0'd something.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, this is GG. Sorry for the anticlimactic finish to the game, but as good as uThermal plays, it wasn't quite what he needed, and Sacsri is going to finish out of this group through the final.